The first thing that you're gonna hear when you walk to our house is a lot of barking. Like, it doesn't matter if you ring the doorbell, or knock on the door, or walk across the street. We got my dog Lucy in 2016. At the time, my sister didn't get out of the house very much, and my mom wanted to get her out in public and meeting people. So we got her for my sister to train into a therapy dog. My mom found a specialist to pick out a well-tempered, well-behaved dog that could be trained into a therapy dog. And we were warned, getting a puppy, like, you don't know the temperament, and it's a safer choice to get the older dog, but we really wanted to get a puppy. Originally, we went to the breeder's house to meet her, and I think that's the most calm she's ever been. We think she might have been sedated beforehand. With Lucy, nothing's really black and white. She doesn't always act in the most logical way, but over time, we've really gotten to learn her eccentricities. She is nice to people sometimes, especially my sister. She does like my sister. And my mom, I guess she really just kind of hangs out with her the most. Like, she'll sit next to her while she's doing her work. Every time my mom gets on the couch, she'll be up there too. She's a very smart dog, which sometimes makes her a lot harder to deal with. She was never very well behaved. She has a habit for biting people, snarling, all that kind of stuff. A lot of the interactions I have with her are me trying to not have her growl at me. I mean, she's never liked most people, but me especially. I think she saw me as the runt of the litter in terms of my family, so she's always kind of like gone after me. Yeah, it's not fun to have a little ball of fur and teeth that tries to bite me all the time. One of the biggest mistakes that someone made was bringing in a laser pointer and trying to get her to play with it. Ever since then, she has developed a fascination with flashing lights and shadows. So every time the sun shines through the window, she's just chasing and chewing and scratching at whatever it hits. So she's chewed books, she's chewed furniture, she's chewed woodwork, she's chewed through electrical cords before. Yeah, she's a little bit crazy. That was quite stressful for my dad. We live in a historic house that he's put a lot of time into keeping historic. So when she jumped through a pane of 1800s glass that's original in the house, that kind of stuff really gets on his nerves. So we had to take her to a psychiatrist to kind of figure out what was going wrong with her, what we could do to try to fix it so she could still be a therapy dog. And our first appointment had to be canceled because my dad had a heart attack. My grandma attributed that to a lot of the stress of having a new dog and what she was doing to the house. She never ended up being a therapy dog, but not for lack of trying. We put her on meds for a while, anti-anxiety meds. For a while we had like a pheromone producer that we plugged into the wall. Neither of those really helped. She's not on either one at the moment. I don't know if just walking her is enough to keep her entertained. But, I mean, that's all we can really do. We don't have a fenced-in backyard, although some of our neighbors do. So we try to take her over there, and she loves it so much. So much so that the couple times that she's escaped from the house, all she does is just run directly to our neighbor's house and wait in front of the gate for us to let her in. I guess she's brought us together in some ways. It's kind of something to bond over, you know? Like, everyone's been bitten by her. Everyone kind of knows what it's like. We've had to do a lot of changes to kind of adapt to her. We started taking her to the vet to get groomed. So it's a whole ordeal. It's a vet visit, then she gets sedated, and then they shave her down, which is definitely on the pricier side of options. So we let her hair grow fully out, like as long as it can be, and then we just shave her down almost to the skin. It's like having two different dogs. One day she's like a ball of fluff, and the next day she looks like a little rat. So there was one day Lucy had been to the vet. We found out that she had cancer. It's easy to say a lot of mean things about her, but when it came down to it, like, I wasn't sitting in school thinking, oh, I don't really care if she has cancer. I was sitting there thinking, like, I really hope they can deal with this. When it comes down to it, yeah, she's got her problems. She's got some big problems. But, like, she's my little puppy dog, and I really don't want anything bad to happen to her. Luckily, they were able to remove the tumor. She was fine. She was unharmed. I think that is really one of the times where it was clearest to me, like, no, I really do care about her. And, like, for all of her flaws, like, we've learned to love her. We've learned how to handle her problems. She started to get better recently. She's excited when I come home. Sometimes she'll let me pet her. She can tolerate me now most of the time. That kind of seems like the bare minimum you want from a dog, but considering where we started, that's a huge improvement.